right now on Denver 7 News at 6 a.m. from dominating in Denver to Tampa's home turf today. The Avs are just 2 wins away from bringing home the Stanley Cup.
I'm live inside Amalie Arena in Tampa ahead of Game 3, and as Avs fans celebrate this historic start to the Stanley Cup final, Avs players are staying grounded.
What are we confident about? We haven't won anything yet.
While the Avs are away, the fans will still play. I'm Christian Lopez, live from Ball Arena, where new watch parties will take place.
And a Colorado family takes their love for the Avs to a new level.
This is Jack McKinnon. He was named after Nathan McKinnon. This is little Harry Hyland. We named him Harry Hyland after the first NHL hat trick scorer.
Wonder if his nickname is Hat Trick. Thanks for staying with us this morning as we continue our special Avs coverage. I'm Nicole Brady.
And I'm Brian Sanders inside Amalie Arena here in Tampa, ready for Game 3 here in just a couple hours. The officials have actually just taken the ice to kind of get their feel for things this morning. It's about 40 degrees in here. I am freezing. I actually had to step outside the arena to defrost in this tropical Tampa heat. Lisa, what's it looking like here and back home for game day?
Yeah, I was going to say, you look pretty dry right now. The second he steps outside, he's going to be soaked. It's going to feel like about 105 there in Tampa this afternoon. Here at home, we actually have a beautiful start to our week. Take a look at the forecast tonight. If you're heading out to Ball Arena or to the Tivoli Quad for one of the watch parties, we're going to be in the mid to upper 80s right around 6 o'clock. We'll hit highs close to 90. We do have some cloud cover this morning. Skies will clear out, though, so expect more sunshine this afternoon. Low 80s right around 8, and then we'll drop into the 70s as we get well past our sunset. Beautiful shot from Westminster with some of that cloud cover. It is helping out with the eastbound drive. You can see those clouds here right along the I-25 corridor, even a few showers to the southeast. That's going to clear up, so we will again have more sunshine this afternoon. And look at our highs. Denver right around 90, Fort Collins 87, mid 90s to the southeast, 60s in the mountains. Coming up, there's a lot actually happening on our Super 7 Day. I'll show you how it's going to heat up and then really cool down coming up.
And you might see some smoke up in Commerce City. It's a pretty large house fire right off about 72nd and Highway 2 in that area up there. Right now, you can see the drive here on I-70. Looks great, whether it's the westbound, eastbound. There's going to be the new eastbound lanes when the tunnel's open in a month from now. Looking pretty good for us for the most part right there. Take a look at the drive overall where you have the heavier traffic here on I-76. That house fire is going to be right back in this area here, so you'll see that smoke from I-76 and 270 as well. The 270 drive or the I-225 drive out to the east side of town just fine. Just starting to see that traffic build up around town here in Metro Denver. There's still one big crash there in Tampa on the westbound side of I-4 trying to get over there to the connector, the 275 connector.
All right, well, Brian's in Tampa. Yeah, a little bit of traffic building up on the ice out there as they're getting ready for tonight's Game 3, Brian.
Yeah, the officials are on the ice, kind of getting a feel for things, and then the Avs will take the ice at 11:30 Tampa time, 9:30 Mountain time. But yeah, Game 3 is tonight, where the Avs will have to face a hostile Bolts crowd and feel the thunder of the crowd here at Amalie Arena. But the Avs have been very good on the road, 7-0 so far in the playoffs. And what a win. They are coming off Game 2 from Saturday night, 7-0. It was the second largest shutout win in Stanley Cup final history. So obviously Ball Arena was rocking. There were chants of "We want the cup" from the crowd. Thousands obviously outside the arena at the watch parties back in Denver. And there is another watch party tonight, this time at Ball Arena. We want to send it out to Denver 7's Christian Lopez there today. And for fans who are going to the watch party at Ball Arena, it actually feels like you're at the game.
It really does, Brian, and there are plenty of options when it comes to watching that game tonight. Those watch parties at Tivoli Quad, they've been a big success. Around 10,000 people showed up to the one over the weekend. Now Ball Arena will also be hosting its own watch parties. And if you're trying to figure out which one you want to go to tonight, here's what you need to know. The one at Tivoli Quad, that one will start at 4 p.m. today. That one will be outdoors, and they have big screens where you can watch the game. They also have food trucks on site and a chance to win some autographed items. If you want to go to the Ball Arena watch party, those doors open at 5 p.m. today. That one will cost you $20 to get in. The money goes to Kroenke Sports Charities, and the game will be shown on the Ball Arena board. They'll have concession stands and parking will be free. One thing is for sure, though, no matter where you choose to watch the game, we can expect fans to bring that same energy that they did during the past 2 games.
21 years since we had the Cup here in Denver. The city has been electric. The energy from the players have got the city cranking. As you look around town, it's all Avs all the time, and it is super exciting time to be a part of this.
And Ball Arena will also host a watch party on Wednesday for Game 4, and you can find those tickets on Ticketmaster. Live in Denver this morning, I'm Christian Lopez, Denver 7.
All right, sounds good. Thank you, Christian. We do have an update on one of the Avs players, Andre Burakovsky. He has been key throughout this Stanley Cup final run. He was hit by a puck in the hand of Game 2, and he actually stayed behind in Denver, did not travel with the team here to Tampa. They're hoping that he can make it out here today. Right now he's listed as day-to-day, but we heard from Coach Jared Bednar earlier before the team left about keeping the mindset of the goal at hand, and they haven't won anything yet.
I was really impressed with our team's performance last night. I thought they were dialed in on all aspects of our game, highly engaged and energized, and we had a good night. It was a really good night for our team, but it's, 7-0, 1-0 doesn't really matter. It's one performance. We're going to need 4 or more, great performances.
Yeah, so joining us now is the voice of the Avs, the play-by-play announcer, Connor McGahey. Connor, thank you so much for joining us here this morning. And wow, obviously there's a lot to be excited about, and anticipation is high for the next couple of games coming off that monster Game 2 win, 7-0. What did you make of that performance, and how can they use that over the next couple of games here?
What I like everything that Jared Bednar, Eric Johnson, no matter who is talking, what they're saying after a win. 7-0, 1-0, it doesn't matter. The goal is 4 wins inside the series versus the 2-time defending Stanley Cup champions. And that attitude, I think, is really healthy for them. I mean, they haven't been intimidated yet by the Tampa Bay Lightning, something that maybe some other teams have fallen into, but they are so laser focused as I have seen this team arguably ever. And I think it's going to benefit them when you're coming into that very cold, as you know, and very hostile arena here in Tampa. But it was amazing for fans. Obviously, a lot of connections with Game 2 of the Stanley Cup Final in 1996, where the Avalanche beat the Florida Panthers by 7 goals, 8-1. Peter Forsberg, a natural hat trick there. But you can't put the cart in front of the horse, and I think this team knows that more than anybody else.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, Cale Makar said to Emily Kaplan of ESPN and after the last game, she said, "Are you going to go celebrate the Game 2 win?" And he immediately, without hesitation, said no. So that gives you an idea of the maturity and the mindset of this team. And now you've got all of these key role players. You've got Nichushkin stepping up, Burakovsky stepping up. When you've got the buy-in from the whole team, not just the star players, but the other role players playing as well as they have, what does that do for the team's confidence, do you feel?
I mean, it's everything, Brian. Going into the third period in game number 2, you didn't have goals or points from anybody named McKinnon, Landeskog, or Makar. Rantanen had 3 assists in the game, but you have everybody else contributing. In these playoffs, you have 4 players in particular, with Cogliano, Helm, Manson, and Arturi Lehkonen, who have 28 points in the postseason. And new additions and depth have made this team what it is today and gotten this team to where they are now. Again, we're not there yet, but depth is something that maybe they didn't have in the past. Valeri Nichushkin, you mentioned him. People are talking about the fact that if the Avalanche do win, he would get Conn Smythe votes, which would be totally deserved. He had 4 goals these previous postseasons, and now he's got 8 goals in 16 playoff contests. So the players who have grown over the years, the players who have been acquired for this particular playoff run for a reason, have paid excellent dividends, and it takes the pressure off of the big guys. So you don't have to have Landeskog, McKinnon, Rantanen, and McCarr really contribute every night. Depth is always key to a cup run, and this is the latest and best example in the 2022 Avalanche.
Yeah, you've got this great blend of veterans and up-and-comers, and it's honestly something that the Lightning have had over the last couple of years during their successful runs as well. Have to ask you, Connor, you've got such great nicknames for all the players, you know, after they score. How do you come up with all of these great nicknames for our guys?
I don't know what I say half the time. I don't remember what I just said to you 2 seconds ago. No, sports should be fun. I've always believed that, and it's a common ground for a lot of people, just like movies and television and music. It's something we can all talk about. So that's how I've communicated with people for years. I joke that my brother and I can just communicate in movie quotes only, and so why not? So I think it should be fun. It's just how it's come up, and fans have been great. They've submitted some of their suggestions. The Hey Mambo Cogliano came from somebody on Twitter. So it should be fun, I think, and I'm glad people are enjoying it. But as it's been said, it's always more fun when you win, and the Avalanche are doing that now.
Absolutely. It's so great to see the city united behind their run here and uniting generations of Avs fans. It's been 21 years, so appreciate you being a part of all of that team spirit. Connor, thanks for joining us this morning.
You bet. I'll see you next door in a minute.
All right, sounds good. Nicole, we'll send it back to you guys in the studio.
Thanks, Brian. Yeah, and you know, training at altitude for the Avs is going to give them an advantage in Tampa, Brian, where the elevation, as you may be feeling right now, is only about 50 feet.
When we're at altitude with the lower partial pressure of oxygen or less oxygen in the air, then our bodies have to adapt to that. So we make more red blood cells. The red blood cells carry more oxygen, and then that delivers it from our lungs to our working muscles. So when we go down to sea level, we have a lot of extra red blood cells and oxygen carrying capacity.
As she says, the impact varies from athlete to athlete, but the advantage can last a couple of weeks. Stick with Denver 7 throughout the day for all your Avs coverage. Our pregame show starts at 5:30 p.m. Puck drop at 6 o'clock our time, and then stay with us for our postgame show and Denver 7 News at 10.
And weather-wise, you know, we have really lucked out when it comes to some of the patio forecasts here. We'll have more on that coming up, but take a look at your morning. Early on, we're in the 60s. A little bit of cloud cover right now. That's going to clear up low to mid 70s by about 8 to 9 o'clock. We're going to hit highs closer to 90 later this afternoon. Details on this warm up and when we could see more thunderstorms and hopefully a little bit more rain here in town this week.
And right now, the overall drive still looks pretty quiet. I'm not seeing any major problems, at least on the highways, whether it's going to be here on Highway 36, the Flatiron Flyer is moving along just fine, as you can see on that eastbound side. We are getting busier in some of those usual spots. We'll take a look at the travel times coming up.
We do want to get to some breaking news right now. Firefighters are on the scene of a house fire in Commerce City. Air Tracker 7 is over this right now. You can see a huge hole in that roof. While it appears the flames may be out right now, it is putting out a lot of smoke, and you can see that from Denver, from I-76 for sure. So if you're heading out that way, you will likely see some smoke from this. We don't know what caused this fire yet. We have crews on the scene, though, tracking this, and we'll keep you updated. This is near Cremaria Street there. Well, who doesn't love a friendly wager? The mayors of Denver and Tampa are getting in on the betting action for the Stanley Cup. And for the first time in weeks, gas prices have actually gone down. Will we see the trend continue?